The Discourses of Christ of the Last Days. The differences between speaking the words and doctrines and the truth reality. Excerpt. Do you now understand what obtaining the truth and entering into the truth reality depend on? They depend on seeking the truth and practicing the truth. Just those two things. Simple as that. Although the truth expressed by God is recorded in written form, the reality of truth is not in writing, much less understandable or comprehensible to man from its written words. So, what must be done to understand the truth? Understanding and gaining the truth is mainly done by practicing and experiencing God's words, experiencing His work, and seeking the truth and the enlightenment of the Holy Spirit. The reality of the truth is realized through people practicing and undergoing the truth. It is something that comes from experience, something man lives out. The truth is not an empty theory, nor a simple, pleasant phrase. It is language rich with life power. It is eternal maxims of life. It is the most practical, precious thing that can accompany one in life for one's entire lifetime. What is the truth? The truth is the foundation of existence in man's life. The principles of practice in conducting oneself and dealing with things. The truth gives one direction and purpose in life. It enables one to live out the likeness of a genuine person and to live before God in submission and worship of Him. That is why people can't live without the truth. So, what do you now rely on to live? Which thoughts and viewpoints do you have? What is your direction and purpose in doing things? If you have the truth reality, your life has principles, direction, and purpose. If you do not, your life has no principles, direction, or purpose. You are undoubtedly living by Satan's philosophy, by those things of traditional culture. That is how the unbelievers live. Can you see through this matter? To resolve this problem, one must seek and accept the truth. Is it easy to obtain the truth?
It is, if we rely on God.
While relying on God, one must also rely on oneself. You must have this confidence, this will, and this requirement in your heart, saying, I don't want to live amid corrupt satanic dispositions. I don't want to be controlled and duped by them, and thereby be made into a complete fool, making God loathe me. That way, I would be unworthy to live before God. You must have this feeling in your heart. Then, when things happen to you, if you apply the truths that you can understand and are within your grasp to your real life, and are able to put it into practice in every matter, will the truth not thus become your reality? And when the truth has become your reality, will you still worry that your life will not grow? How can you determine whether a person possesses the truth reality? It can be seen from what they say. A person who only speaks words and doctrines does not possess the truth reality, and certainly will not practice the truth, so what they say is empty and unrealistic. The words of someone with the truth reality can solve people's problems. They can see clearly the essence of problems. With just a few simple words, a problem that has been bothering you for many years, can be solved. You will understand the truth and God's will. Things will no longer be difficult for you. You will no longer feel bound and constrained, and you will gain freedom and release. Is what such a person says the truth reality? It is the truth reality. If you don't understand your problem, no matter what a person says, and nothing they say solves the root cause of it, then what they say is words and doctrines. Can words and doctrines supply and help people? Words and doctrines cannot supply or help people, and cannot solve people's actual difficulties. The more words and doctrines are spoken, the more they annoy the listener. People who understand the truth speak differently. With a few words, they can point out the root cause of the problem or the origin of the sickness. Even a single sentence can awaken people and locate the key issues. This is using words that possess the truth realities to solve people's difficulties and point out the path of practice. In the last days, God incarnate has come. What is it that man ought most to gain, given that they believe in the practical God? It is the truth, the life. Nothing besides this is significant. When Christ came, what he brought was the truth, the life. He came to provide people with life. So, how does one go about believing in the practical God? What must one do to obtain the truth and the life? God has expressed so many truths. All those who hunger and thirst for righteousness should eat and drink their fill of the words of God. All God's words are the truth, and His words are rich and abundant. There are precious things everywhere and treasures all around. Enjoying the abundance of the beautiful land of Canaan, those who love the truth are abloom with joy at heart. There is truth and light in every sentence of God's words, of which they eat and drink. They are all precious. People who do not love the truth frown from woe. They sit at a feast and suffer from famine, showing their piteousness. The gains of those who are able to seek the truth will keep growing, and those who cannot do so will come to a dead end. What is now of greatest concern is learning to seek the truth in everything, to reach an understanding of the truth, to practice the truth, and to be able to truly submit to God. That's what it is to believe in God. To believe in the practical God is to obtain the truth and the life. What is the truth used for? Is it used to enrich people's spiritual world? Is it meant to give people a good education? So, what problem of man's does the truth resolve? The truth is there to resolve man's corrupt disposition, to resolve man's sinful nature, to make people live before God, and to have them live out a normal humanity. Some people do not understand what the truth is. They always feel that the truth is profound and abstract, and that the truth is a mystery. They do not understand that the truth is something for people to practice, something for people to apply. Some people have believed in God for 10 or 20 years and still do not understand exactly what the truth is. Has this kind of person obtained the truth? Aren't those who have not obtained the truth pitiful? Very much so. Just as sung in that hymn, they're sitting at a feast and suffering from famine. Gaining the truth is not difficult, nor is entering into the truth reality. But if people are always averse to the truth, are they able to gain it? They cannot. So you must always come in front of God. Examine your internal states of being averse to the truth. See what displays of being averse to the truth you have, and what ways of doing things are being averse to the truth, and in which things you have an attitude of being averse to the truth. You must often examine these things. For instance, someone admonishes you by saying, "You can't do your duty just by relying on your own will. You should reflect on and know yourself." And you get angry and retort, "How I do my duty is no good, but how you do yours is fine. What's wrong with how I do my duty? God knows my heart." What kind of attitude is this? One of accepting the truth? One must first have an attitude of accepting the truth when things happen to them. Not having this kind of attitude is like not having a vessel to receive a treasure, thus leaving you unable to obtain the truth. If a person can't obtain the truth, their belief in God is in vain. The purpose of believing in God is to obtain the truth. If one cannot obtain the truth, then their belief in God has failed. What is it to obtain the truth? It is when the truth becomes your reality, when it has become your life. That's what it is to obtain the truth. That's what it means to believe in God. What does God say His words for? What does God express those truths for? So that people may accept the truth, such that corruption is made pure. So that people may obtain the truth, such that the truth becomes their life. Why would God express so many truths otherwise? In order to compete with the Bible? In order to establish a university of the truth and train a group of people? No to both. It is meant instead to save mankind completely, to have people understand the truth and ultimately obtain it. You understand now, don't you? What is most important in believing in God?
Obtaining the truth and entering into the truth reality.
From here, it comes down to how you enter into the truth reality, and whether or not you can.